Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, PattSun, and today we're going to be taking a look at r/infidelity, where OP's fiancé had an embarrassing meltdown. Let's begin. Am I the asshole for completely ruining my future sister-in-law's bachelorette party? Posted by Reddit user Small Natural.
This is a throwaway account. Also, it's going to be a bit vague. I don't know if I can get in legal trouble, and even more background heavy. My life and my parents' marriage were ruined because of a multi-level marketing scam. What happened was, my mother joined a supplement MLM, got way into it, drained both my and my brother's college funds, and went into tens of thousands of dollars of debt to maintain her rank. When my father was injured and had to take some time off work, the house of cards she built came tumbling down. We went from a loving home with 2 parents, a nice house in the suburbs, and at least $20,000 in a college fund, to our parents divorcing because she refused to leave the MLM, having to live in a crappy basement in our grandparents' house, and facing the reality of taking student loans if we want to go to college, as well as having to work as young teens to help provide for our family of 3. So suffice to say, I hate MLM schemes with a passion. Now to the situation. My brother is marrying his fiancée of 4 years in 2 weeks. Last Saturday, I was invited to her bachelorette party. She said that she wanted a low-key night at her home with some food, some alcohol, and some fun games. I get there, and including her, there are 14 other women. 3 of them are my cousins, who are 19 and 18. After I arrived, I was the last one there because I live 3 hours away. One of the women stood up and said that the fun can now begin. Then, she dragged a chest of sex toys and started pitching us her MLM. From the get-go, she said that my sister-in-law agreed to host, and at the end of the night, depending on how much we got, she will get some money to help with her honeymoon. I was fuming. She knew how much both I and my brother hated MLM schemes, so I just stood to leave. Then I told my cousins to grab their bags and follow me. They tried to stop me, sister-in-law and MLM hun, but I just said that we had to leave. But then, I couldn't just leave the other women to be preyed on. So I went on a rant about MLM schemes, how scammy they are, how I bet after plying them with alcohol, they will be pressured into buying stuff they didn't want, as well as into joining this pyramid scheme. My sister-in-law was teary by then, screaming at me to just leave, and that I ruined her bachelorette party. I grabbed my cousins and left. And while I felt a bit bad about ruining her night, I did not feel bad about standing to a scammer at all. My brother says that while he completely understands where I come from, and that he had a really big fight with her, I should have just left with my cousins, without ruining the night altogether. So, am I the asshole?
You are absolutely not the asshole here, OP. The asshole is the MLM bitch. She most likely conned your future sister-in-law into agreeing. You did the right thing by leaving and informing everyone about her bullshit. I hope your brother has a deep conversation with his fiancée. Otherwise, he might meet the same fate again if she doesn't stop. Good luck, man. And now for today's second story. The switch flipped, but twice. Posted by Reddit user Zanzu.
I caught my fiancée, 5-year relationship, cheating. She didn't admit to it and lied to my face repeatedly until she was caught. Unfortunately, we own a house with both of us on a deed, just me on the mortgage. We haven't been here long, not much equity, so I'm in the process of forcing a buyout. But I need time to get money together. Also, she needs time to pack, find somewhere to go and move out. She's giving me everything I want in this right now, so I don't want to force her out immediately because how smooth this goes does depend on her goodwill. And while seeing each other is so hard, I do not want her to experience housing insecurity. I also couldn't force her out if I wanted to while I haven't bought her off the deed. I know many will tell me to be angry, but I'm not. I'm sad. I love her but don't trust her, so I can't continue the relationship. I know I shouldn't still love her, but right now I do. So we are looking at a couple weeks of living together, while I get the paperwork with a lawyer, quit claim and separation of assets to formalize the goodwill while it's there and money together, and she figures out where she's going. We are in separate bedrooms. This is fucking hard, and it's been only a little over a day. It's like being haunted. It's so tempting to lean into the warmth we had. Our backgrounds gave us so much to talk about I've never found with anyone else, and our intimacy physically and just in closeness was amazing. I told friends and family what happened, so I can feel social pressure to stick to my decision to separate. It was too easy for her to lie. She was so comfortable in it, I could never trust her again. She had a rough childhood, and every relationship she's ever seen in her family is a wreck. I genuinely think she needs therapy, and she knows it. I want her to get it and I hope it helps. I hope she can have a healthy relationship in the future, and I hope it leads to the family life she wants. I still wish it could be with me, even though I shouldn't and she's hurt me so bad. The next few weeks of being together will be so hard, so tempting to slide into that familiarity and closeness. At times every cell in my body pulls me to forgive her, set boundaries, go to therapy and try to get back to how happy we were, how happy I was. I don't want to be done, but if she's capable of lying to my face, it'll never be that way again. I'm in love with someone who doesn't fully exist. Well, part of her doesn't, the part I trusted unconditionally. But the beauty, humor and intelligence I loved are still here haunting me in the house. Reading stories here and seeing people catch partners over and over again is validating. I can't live that life, always worrying, surveilling, doubting. This is the easiest it will ever be to leave, and it's still so hard. Any validation or encouragement from folks who understand is appreciated. And now for OP's first update. I found out my fiancé was cheating just days before her bridal shower, almost fully hosted, attended and paid for by my family. I told my mom, who was leading the effort, within 12 hours. Because I knew no matter what, things wouldn't go back to normal. We weren't still going to get married. I also did not want my family to spend so much time and money on something not happening. In retrospect, I should not have shared details. But on the other hand, this was really the only thing that could have gone wrong. They would have asked, known or gossiped about. I also talked to 2 family members in real estate law for advice, because I don't have the money to go somewhere else. To my family it is simple, I should leave, though they tell me it's my choice. But I feel conflicted. I still love her, I want to hold her and help her, and she's literally offered me everything she can offer to move forward. But it'll never be the same. Not only because I don't think I'll ever trust her, but she also would never be on the same terms with my family. I regret burning that bridge because I feel like I can't go back. But I did it when I found proof, because I wanted to be forced on this path. It just feels like it's my fault we can't reconcile now, and I'm worried I'll always wonder what if. Not if we reconciled and got married as scheduled, but if we started at square one.
That's stupid! You're stupid! Stop being stupid!
But I also don't want to always worry if she's cheating again. She's cheated in other relationships, so I think it will be hard for her to change. Even though she is finally coming to terms with her psychological concern and looking for help. It's only been 4 days since I found proof. How do I know I did the right thing? I guess I'm looking for advice on how to get over the what if of reconciliation and be decisive. And now, for OP's second update. People are engaging with my post, and I'm finding support and comfort from both the comments and from writing it out each night. If there is a better way to update, let me know. D-Day was July 19th, where I caught my fiancé of 5 years in several lies, ultimately leading her to beg me to check her phone to believe nothing was wrong. I found a 6-month affair because she did not know you can check deleted messages. You can see my other post to track my previous processing. Last night she pleaded again for me to take her back. I have not blocked her number because we are working on managing both of us on the deed for the house and me buying her out. About how sorry she was, etc. I told her I was still firm, that I wanted her to be okay and take care of herself, but there was no future due to broken trust. She has said several times she has unhealthy self-esteem issues, relying on male attention for validation, likely linked to childhood trauma, father issues and toxic family dynamics. I told her I do hope she follows through on getting help for herself and not me. She continued to plead. I ignored her. This morning she called me. I texted her that I had many important work responsibilities and could not be emotionally upset beforehand, but if she wanted to talk about the next step logistics when I got home, we could. After work, she called me and a switch had flipped. I can't describe how much angry Darvo there was. She couldn't believe I would not take her back. She asked if I would really choose all the financial difficulty of splitting over forgiveness. She told me I must already have someone else and described them so clearly based on her own insecurities. She said I was making the logistics of moving out difficult while I have actually offered any equitable split as long as we come to signed-on terms, and that I'll allow flexible moving timeline as long as we set a contract with date and behavioral agreements. She said my family was attacking her but could not name who messaged her. I'm no clinician but work in an adjacent field and saw so much narcissism and BPD in her. It's making the logistics harder but so much sure in my decision. There are some things deeply wrong with her. I want her to get help, but I will not be abused in a relationship. I wonder so much when I reflect all the red flags and abuse I've gone through I haven't even named or recognized as such. Therapy will be interesting. She's since pivoted again, but I just wanted to say the folks who said telling her no would eventually flip her were right after a few days. I have dodged a huge bullet and I'm lucky I caught this now.
I gotta admit, OP, I am sincerely impressed about how calm and collected you are. And you're correct, she does have issues and she needs to work with a therapist. But I can't help but put some blame on you too. You knew early on that she cheated on almost every relationship that she had. Why the hell did you think this will be any different? Why did you even propose? Why would you want to marry a proven serial cheater?
Why are you still here?
You need to go minimal contact, only discuss the deed transfer and timing for her to move out. After everything is settled, cut her out of your life and go completely no contact. Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos, which will always be here on my channels for you to watch absolutely free. So please consider subscribing to me on Rumble and on YouTube. Both will be linked in the description box down below. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, consider subscribing to PattSun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.